incidental handball, so play on, because that's what the referees will do unless it really changes the outcome of a play. Ball taken back in the middle, and Seamus gets hit with it. Bounces back to Cypress when she does. So this is one of the things when you look at them. Like we said, these two teams tied for first in the OEC this season. Cypress 6-0-2. Saddleback 6-0-2. Cypress 12-0-3 overall. And your Saddleback Bobcats 9-2-3 overall. They've won their last 4 with a 9-game streak of not losing. Seamus clears it out for the Bobcats, who take it back in. Cypress just puts a shot on goal. And Dublin, she just picks it up easily as it goes. So the Chargers basically going with a 3-4-3 when they started this game today. And when you watch the Bobcats, they're going, like I said, they're going to be like a bad day for a plumber because they're going to clog up the pipe as often as they can. Incidental contact. Cypress is going to have the foul called on them. And I really did think that was just incidental contact by Alcantara. Quick start for the Bobcats. Mason Morton tries to chase it down. She doesn't come away with it. Goes back to Seamus. Seamus looks to turn, trying to find somebody. Tried to go cross field with it, and there's 5 Chargers standing there waiting for the ball. Nieto, hounded by 2 Chargers on the far side of the field, loses it there, and yet she gets it back. So Nieto, who had it, loses it, takes it back to the middle. Little confrontation there. And now the Chargers regroup, trying to bring it back up the field. Alcantara takes it up on the right side. Seamus going defensively one-on-one against her. Drop down, no shot on goal. Dublin picks it up just to clean things up. 8 minutes into this first half. No real threat by either team. Vincent was there. Janae Kaiser took it down deep. Goes to the Bobcats, so they're quickly going to counter. Kaiser comes up defensively against Nieto. Little header there by Vincent for Cypress. Move in the middle of the field, the Bobcats looking to go. And there you are, stepping in front of it defensively was Janae Kaiser, who just is always in the right place at the all time. Turn out from the corner. Nieto hooks it back in the middle. And it's cleared out by the Chargers. Step up by Caitlin Ramirez. Ramirez takes a cross field. Back in the middle. There's 3 defenders back. Kaiser puts a left foot on it, trying to handle it herself. Samantha Arce battling to get it. Go into the deep corner. Nieto battling too over there. And it goes out. Should be a goal kick, or are they going to call it a corner? Well, the way Cypress is walking away, it looks like it may be a corner. So the Bobcats, as Caitlin Peters runs up, and it looks like Caitlin's going to take what's going to be a long throw in. So it wasn't a corner. So Peters, who flips it and throws it in, throws a high floater down there, and there's nobody there, but you watch her. She's one of the few as a pitch shot comes up and it goes out. Caitlin Peters is one of the ones that does the flip throw in for the Bobcats. This time it'll be a corner, and it looks like Seamus will do that. Isabel Whitaker now in the game for your Bobcats. So Seamus on the far side will take this corner kick for Saddleback. Short kick. Get the official said need to wait. So a quick start. And of course, the Bobcats show their hand. See if they'll run the same set play. One of the set plays that you saw from Fullerton College men. The short kick taken back to Seamus. Then she'll try to hook it in if nobody picks her up. She does. Drives into the goal. It's in! And I don't know if it went off the goalie. I'm going to say it did. So therefore, I'm giving the goal to Seamus. We'll see if that's what the official scorekeeper says here at the 33-minute mark. And I thought it was just misplayed by Sophia Lopez. I don't think anybody got a head on it or anything else. And so the Bobcats are up 1-0. Chloe Champagne comes back in the game. Whitaker goes to the bench. So she was there for the goal as the Bobcats are up 1-0 over Cypress here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Dublin says, I've got it. She does, controls it. So the Chargers have really not started with a strong offensive attack in this game. 13 minutes have gone by. The Bobcats 1, the Chargers 0 here on Sportsnet USA.net. Alcantara drives it, trying to get it over to Vincent. Far side, back to Alcantara. So far, she has been the setup person in this game. Turnover, Bobcats have it. Looking to make a run. Drop it out in front. Tracked down. And kicked out. So nice defense by your Chargers. Janae is always back there. Plays an excellent defensive side of the field. This Kaiser is one of the better defensive players here in the OEC this year. Punch shot. Kicked out. Driven back to the middle. Foot gets on the ball. Clear it out. And finally, Christine Ramirez gets her foot on the ball. One of the few times today Christine Ramirez has touched the ball. One of the better offensive players. And you just watch this Bobcat team weave their way in the middle. 4 defenders back. And a clear shot in the middle of the field by the Bobcats. And when you allow anybody like Saeed to get in the middle of the field and take a clear shot on goal for your team like the Bobcats are wanting to, then you're going to be in trouble if you're Cypress. Ramirez trying to take a run. Vincent gets her foot on the ball. Back to Vincent. Vincent out wide. Drops it off to Alcantara. Bobcat goes down. Kicked out. It'll stay with Cypress. So Alcantara on the far side. And it looks like Vincent will handle the throw-in. Give and go. Clear it to the middle. Cleared out by the Bobcats. Alcantara's right there waiting for it. Tries to drop in the middle. Fight for the ball. Just can't seem to do it as Jasmine Martinez trying to out-battle everybody down low right now against the Bobcats. But the Bobcats are 7 deep on defense. Now you look at them, they drop back 8. Quick 1-0 lead for them. And yet you haven't seen a clear shot by the Chargers, as we're going to get a foul and somebody's going to get booked on this play. So let's see who gets booked. And it looks like they're going to book Janae. So Janae Saeed is getting the yellow card. And Jasmine Martinez is going to take the free kick. Jasmine with 3 goals, 5 assists. She's got 11 points so far this season for your Chargers. 1-0 Bobcats. Scored in the 33rd minute of this first half. Cantera trying to get it in as they work the far side. She's been looking for Jessica Rosalino Vincent on that far side. It hasn't happened. And when you're trying to go to Vincent, well, she's got 5 goals, 2 assists, 12 points for the season. In the game for the Bobcats, Morgan Alvarez comes in now for Saddleback. So Alvarez comes in as a forward. And you watch that it's Alcantara and Martinez trying to set up everybody for the Chargers. Hasn't happened so far. So now they're going to switch sides, see if they can switch the things. Janae Kaiser comes up, tries to get involved in the offense. Goes over to De La Torre. Out to Vincent. Vincent tries to get a head of steam up. Just kicks the ball out. Almost 20 minutes have been played in this first half. So far, it's been all Bobcats on the offense. Chargers down 1-0. Haven't lost a game this year so far. Number one in the state of California are the women from Cypress College. Number one in the state on the last rankings that they had, and number one with the power ranking at 2.69 per game is the ranking on the power points. So one of the new aspects starting a couple years ago that they add, defense back, 4 defenders, 2-on-4 for Cypress on the rush, and those 4 defenders all of a sudden get reinforcements quickly for the Bobcats, therefore stifling. Edis Sanat goes down and picks it up. And you like what Sanat gets as she goes down. She gets assistance right there by Caitlin Ramirez basically running interference for her on the defensive end. Nieto brings it back out for the Bobcats. Over to Champagne. Little bicycle kick. Dropped off in the middle. Cleared out on a foot for the Bobcats. And not paying attention on what happened. Daniela Jara comes down. They tried to head it out for Cypress. It drops on Jara's foot. Almost gets that, goal here for the Bobcats, which would give them an outstanding 2-0 lead over the Cypress Chargers here on Sportsnet USA.net. Sitting at 1 on Sportsnet USA.net. Albert, Ed Ford, and myself happy to bring you this community college soccer game between 2 of the top teams in the OEC for the women. Both these teams should be in the playoffs when they start. Maggie Salmons is now in for the Chargers. Martinez has the ball thrown in front of her, can't catch up with it. So you watch Cypress in a traditional 4-3-3 when they're out here. Look at Sofia Lopez. 0.62 goals against. Gave up 1 in this first half. Blue and white of Cypress. Going from right to left on your screen. Scarlet and gold for your Bobcats of Saddleback, going left to right on your screen. So not in the pink kit for the Bobcats. And Lopez in what looks like a long sleeve black jersey for Cypress. Foot race. Won by Cypress as Christine Ramirez goes over there and cleans up things on the defensive end for the Chargers. 1-0 Bobcats. Tied for the OEC lead. And it was interesting, I was talking to a few fans before the game, and they said, you know, if we get 2 goals against Cypress, we think we'll have an opportunity. You look at what they did against IVC, they had 2 goals, beat them 2-0. Cypress beat Fullerton College 7-0 their last time out. Goes back in for a throw-in for Saddleback. (12-0-3), a .900 winning percentage so far for the Cypress Chargers. 6-0-2 in conference. 6-0-2 away. That's the interesting thing. They play well when they're not at home. 4-0-1 at home, though. So they have a good home record and away record. Of course, when you're ranked number 1, I guess you should. Bobcats turn. Nieto drops it in the middle. Goes off her foot. And the Bobcats reset. Seamus has it off her foot. Ramirez takes it to the far side of the field. Back to Ramirez. Kristen Ramirez, one of the more prolific offensive players to Alcantara on the far side. Alcantara tries to drop the middle, and there are 7 defenders back there waiting for her. So we'll see if the coaching staff for Cypress tries to come up with anything else. Martinez in the middle has a go off her foot for the Chargers. Deep set header. Sanat goes down with one hand and saves it there as Naomi Lee had a header heading towards the goal. And Dublin goes down and drops on it. 1.51 goals against for Dublin. Save percentage of .818. She's had now 20 saves this season because you had 2 this game. Chargers trying to find that little crack in the defensive surface. Seamus has it come off her foot. Saddleback makes a counter with Nieto. Nieto in the middle of the field. And now the counter may be by the Cypress Chargers. Ramirez to Sammons. Sammons can't control it. Tried to get it to Naomi Lee. Goes out. Stays in. I thought it was going out. Saved and stays in. And you look at the formation here. The middle is clogged by Bobcats. You try and drop it off the middle. There are 3 Bobcats waiting defensively on that side of the field. And of course, Allison Lozano is playing excellent defense back there for the Bobcats. So Lozano, one of the better defensive players. Naomi Lee comes out of the game. Allison Scar comes back in the game for your Chargers. And right now it just feels, if you're a Bobcat fan, that they're playing with 20 players on the field and that Cypress is starting with the proper amount of individuals. 14:42 remaining in this first half. So we've gone through 30 minutes, and it's the Bobcats who have been prolific on the offensive side in this women's game today. Community college soccer, two of the top teams in the state, two of the top teams in the OEC. Deep shot, deep into the box. And just a little too far. As they just cannot get a rhythm going in this first half. Only down 1-0. Of course, in the game of soccer, 1-0 is enough. Well, maybe the men thought that last week when they played Fullerton College. And then Fullerton College once again pulled a rabbit out of the hat on the men's side and tied the game at 1. Cypress men and Cypress Fullerton have now tied each other twice this season. And I think it's been 4 years since, if I can remember what I was told by Ryan Osborne, 4 years since Fullerton has beaten Cypress at home. Martinez to the far side of the field. Vincent tries to track it down. She can't do that for Cypress. So we're waiting for a substitution. Hannah Allen comes into the game. Allen comes in and Chloe Champagne comes out. So Allen in now for your Bobcats. Arce and Jara still in the game for Saddleback, along with Seamus, Mason Morton, some of the other players currently on the field, along with Nieto. Give a player that goes down, and they signal towards the trainers to come across the field. So we have timeout at the field. As they go over with the cart. And let's always give it up for those trainers that are out here, those athletic trainers who are some of the best in the nation here on the community college level, no matter what community college you're at. Really take excellent care of these student athletes on the field when they get injured out there. And we won't speculate on anybody's injury, nor should we. So we'll hopefully see if this young woman can get up. As it's quiet right now as we're sitting here quietly with 12:59 to go here on SportsNetUSA.net. Of course, we talked about the women's game. I'm just looking because of some of the things going on. I'll flip over to the men's side for a quick second. West Valley took on Hartnell. That game is a final at 1-1. Butte took on Redwoods. Butte all over them, 8-0. Lake Tahoe and Shasta, no answer. Saddleback, the men losing to Cypress College, 1-0. So Cypress rolling on. Golden West takes on Santiago Canyon, no score in that game. San Diego City since Cuyamaca, nothing there. Not a lot of scores right now. Taft against Norco, nothing in the first half. Allen Hancock against Moore Park. Canyons. So all the rest of the games today for the men playing a little later Fullerton College playing against Orange Coast College. That game is at 7 o'clock tonight. And that's down at LaBard. So we'll see what happens with that one. Go back over and see if I can catch a little glimpse of what's going on with the women at the 3C 2A. As again, this is taking some time, so we want to make sure that we realize that everybody's okay. So they're never going to rush or taking anything away from any of the individuals that are out here. So this will bring up a great deal of stoppage time when you think about it here on sportsnetusa.net. Finally, the young woman is up. Well, I was going to get you the women's scores, but, you know, for whatever reason, my technology just said, you know what, Mark, I'm going to go to sleep on you right now and not even give you that opportunity. So I'll get away from that. As we get ready to go back and play more women's soccer here on sportsnetusa.net. Down for a while. So we'll see how much stoppage time the referee does add. A free kick by the Bobcats to restart this first half. With on the clock, it says 12:33. I'm going to say 6 minutes minimum of stoppage time. Megan Alcantara said, Mark, you can give us more time if you want to. Bobcat said, no, it's okay. Just leave what's on the clock. So we'll see if they bring up the offense by Cypress to end this first half. Bobcats playing solid defense for them today. B.J. Nichols have got him being smothering on the defensive side. Low liner looks like a little stinger when you hit it in golf. That low line drive that takes the hop with overspin. Nieto waiting for that. Nieto breaks. Tries to put a move on. Goes the outside. Kick far corner. Just misses the goal. She had Lopez out of position, and all she had to do was find the string and hit the post, and it would easily be 2-0 Bobcats here in this first half. So Nieto had an opportunity, and you want to look at her because she's one of the leading scorers on this team with 5 goals, 3 assists. I give her 13 points. Just about 12 inches away from making this what would seem like a lopsided first half for your Bobcats. Cypress in their light blues. Ed Ford and I showed up today, and when they were out there, Ed said, Cypress, right? And I said, yeah. And Ed and I both sort of looked because Ed and I can't remember when we ever saw the light blues when we've watched women's soccer. Got Albert Robles, who's been out to all those games. Do you remember the light blues?
Maybe once.
Albert says maybe once. He can remember them. That's it. So, different twist today for your Chargers, at least for us when we're doing them here on sportsnetusa.net. Over the top, just had an opportunity and took a big hop over Dublin's head. She reached up for it, couldn't touch it. It was off the goal. And it was one of those ones where you would have said, oh, what a way to tie the game on an excuse me shot. But I guess in any sport, no matter what it is, baseball, softball, soccer, a goal is a goal. A home run is a home run. Corner, the first one for Cypress today, driven by Martinez. Ball is taken out. Let's see who they're going to say. They're saying it's a goal kick. So we're changing goalies after Dublin couldn't get up high enough to get it. And Gloria Gomez is now in the game. And you look at Gloria Gomez so far this season, 0.34, I'm sorry, with a save percentage of .905 for these Bobcats. So they bring in Gloria Gomez out of Garden Grove Pacifica High School. Freshman, 5'11". The young goalkeeper is. Deep drive. Off the hip. Stays with a goal kick. So a few more substitutions for your Bobcats. Lexi Evlo comes in along with Chloe. She comes back in the game. And the one person that I keep looking for on the field, and I haven't eyed her out there, is Itzel Ramirez, who is the person for this Cypress team. And maybe it's just that I have not seen her, nor has she touched the ball a great deal. This ball says Maggie Salmons is going to throw it in. We're going to get a substitution. And Luna Kazim is in the game. Along with Gritzy Ramirez. Drive to the middle. Off the foot and not seen as Alcantara stretches to try and get it into the goal. It's not seen right there by the goaltender, as Gloria Gomez must have been shielded by someone, as Gomez could not see where the ball was at. Yeah, that's Alcantara that shielded her, so. Saddleback makes a charge once again. They've looked good today. Saeed in the middle, over the top, hits the top of the post. And guys, it was that close to being 2-0 in this first half, which would have been huge as Mason Morton put a foot into it. It rose, hit the middle post, and went off. So far right now, Saddleback looking like the team who's number one in the state of California. They have made the shots. They have made the saves. And their defense is like putting that chocolate syrup on top of vanilla ice cream. It's smothering, sweet, and sticky. And that's how they've played in this first half. A little too much ankle to ankle for the Bobcats. So it'll stay with them. So Itzel did not start today, and I haven't seen her substituted, so who knows what may be going on. Pitch to the middle. Shot again, as all of a sudden it looked like a second in the scrum in the middle of the field that Cypress might come away with a goal. Gloria Gomez now twice has been caught out of position goal-wise. And Saddleback is fortunate to be up 1-0 in this first half. Drive to the back part of the net. To Martinez. Pitch shot in the middle, going to the backside. Gomez off her foot. Saved offsides against Cypress. So Gomez comes out. It bounces out to a Cypress player. Cypress tries to get their foot on it. The flag goes up on the far side of the field for offsides. 1:31 on the field clock. We had a player down earlier, so we do not know how much stoppage time is added. Sometimes we get a referee that'll hold up his hand and let us know. So we're going to see if we get, okay, I thought for a second we might get a yellow card because the ball should be about at the 29. And this is where, as a player, you play that little, hey, I want the clock to keep ticking, which it is. And Seamus decides, I'm going to kick it to about where the 40 is. Referee has a little conversation with her and says, you know, no shenanigans. I know it's Halloween, but no shenanigans. Single person wall. Pitch in the middle. Header up, out, should be goal kick. No, they're going to call it a corner, so they're going to say it went off a Bobcat. Martinez again will take the corner. We're going to get a substitution by the Bobcats. Whitaker comes back in. Peters goes out. So Whitaker in, Peters out. Martinez to the backside. Ball's up, caught there this time by Gloria Gomez, who kept her eye on the soccer ball and pulls it out of the air. Bobcats, Seamus with the big leg. Had the big goal against IVC. And it will stay with the Bobcats. Referee looks down at his watch. So we're in extra time right now here in the first half. As we had a Cypress player go down, was on the turf for a while. They called out the athletic trainers who did an excellent job. Cantera showing a little some muscle back there, taking it up, trying to get some breakaway going. Nobody picks up the middle, drops it off. It's a foot race to the far side of the field. And that's going to bring us to the end of the first half. As we come to the end of the first half, it's the Bobcats 1, the Chargers 0, here on Sportsnet, USA.net. So that will take us to the end of this first half. As your Cypress Chargers trying to stay and have their head coach, Eric Hurtarte, the head coach of the Chargers program since 2014, will try to regroup his girls together and see what he can find out, along with the other coach for the women. So they have co-coaching Randy Martinez, who's been around since 2000 with this women's program. Randy at one time was the captain of the United States under 17 national team and a member of the United States under 20 national team. And Randy has traveled extensively throughout the world. He's played in numerous international matches. He attended San Jose State. He was named Gatorade All-American 3 times. He was a Parade All-American 4 times and an NSCAA All-American 3 times. He's coached at Cypress. Along Randy has been the assistant varsity coach at Redlands High School, the boys varsity coach at Europa High School, and most recently a trainer for the Orange Junior Soccer Club, the Brea Blaze. So that's the background for Randy when we look at what he's going on. One of the co-head coaches here and has done a great job, along with Eric, who's been the head coach for Cypress since 2014. He led the Chargers to 2023 state finals. He was the assistant coach for the women for 12 years before being named head coach. Of course, you look at Eric, he came from Bell Gardens High School as he won a CIF championship as a player. Now, this will date me because he's a youngster. In 1991, he was an all-CIF player. He played at Chapman University and helped them get to the D3 Final Four appearance in 1995. And he finished at Chapman as an All-American player, graduating with a bachelor's degree in exercise science. So he is those things as we look at the scoreboard here for the women. Of course, Cypress is up 1-0. Santiago Canyon over Golden West 2-0 here on SportsNetUSA.net. Irvine Valley 3-0 over Santa Ana, and Fullerton has yet to take on Orange Coast College. So those are 4 of the local scores here on SportsNetUSA.net. Postponed a few things. Trying to find a few more scores going on. A lot of teams playing later in the day. Allen Hancock against L.A. Pierce. They're in the first half. Just started at 0-0. Loney's playing Evergreen. That game was canceled. More soccer games are getting canceled here. Victor Valley takes on Desert. Sophomore day there. Norco against Mount San Jacinto. That game's at 4. Fresno City and Porterville. That game canceled. Lemoore and Clovis, that's later. East LA, the home of Albert Robles, the voice of East LA sports, here on SportsNetUSA.net, takes on Rio Hondo. That's at 4 o'clock today. San Francisco against Chabot. Hartnell against Gavilan. Pasadena takes on Los Angeles City. Compton against Long Beach City. Those games, the Long Beach game's at 6 tonight. Citrus against Canyons. Folsom Lake against American River at 6 o'clock tonight. Later on, some of the teams that are going on, not much going on when we look right now. For the Junior College Division III National Polls, October 29th, number 1 still, nationally, the Cypress Chargers. Delta College sitting at 2, Folsom Lake at 3, City College of San Francisco at 4, Lake Tahoe Community College at 5, Fresno at 6. Is there a theme in those top 5? Yes, they're all California teams that are in the top 5 there. Well, in the top 6. Then Dallas College of Brookhaven, Mount Sac sitting at number 8, Santa Rosa at 9, your Saddleback Bobcats, number 10 in the nation right now. So Cypress is 1, you're 10, so 2 teams from the OEC in the top 10 in the nation. Ventura College at 11, West Valley at 12, Sierra at 13, Suffolk County Community College at 14, Hartnell at 15, and Santa Monica City College sitting there at number 16. So what it says is Southern California and Northern California dominate the sport of soccer around the nation. They are the top teams. So when you see one of those teams coming away with the state championship, they can probably claim that they have won the fictitious national championship, and hopefully it'll be one of the 2 teams here that are playing on Sportsnet USA.net. A little Cypress, a little Saddleback. We'll see what happens. As we look back at the men's soccer scores today on the 3C2A, La Positas and Chabot, they haven't started. Butte and Redwood, Butte 8-0. You know what? They got all 4 runs in the first inning. They won that game. Lake Tahoe against Shasta, no score there. Skyline against Cabrillo, no score there. Saddleback and Cypress, all tied up at 1. Typical Cypress in a tie game, playing against the men from Saddleback College. So your Bobcats staying in the mix right now. Santa Ana and Irvine Valley. Santa Ana looking to get on the victory side again. They were hanging around up at the top right behind Fullerton. Lost a couple times, dropped down. Santa Ana, Irvine Valley, Santa Ana by 2. Golden West College against Santiago Canyon, sitting at 0. San Diego City against Cuyamaca, no score. Imperial Valley against San Diego Mesa, that game's at 3. The San Diego game was postponed. Siskiyou against Feather River at 4 o'clock. De Anza against Monterey Peninsula, that's at 4. Taft and Norco, 0-0. That's just starting. San Bernardino Valley against Chaffee, later on tonight. Allen Hancock against Moore Park, that just started, again at 0. L.A. Pierce Oxnard, no score. Napa Valley against Marin, that's at 4. Canyons at Santa Monica, that's at 4. Siskiyou against American River, that's at 4. And then Compton just started against Long Beach, no score there. Ohlone, 0. Foothill, 0. That starts at 4. Cerritos and El Camino. That should be a good one. These are two excellent men's programs. They just started their game. They're both with nothing on the board yet. And then you look at Contra Costa, Mendocino. It makes you want to get something to drink. Head for the kitchen right now. They start at 4 o'clock. Merritt and Yuba, not yet. City College of San Francisco. Their game is not started. L.A. Harbor against Mount Sac. That's at 5 o'clock. So, fields who have lights get to play later in the night. Something that maybe everybody should invest in. Not that I'm with Southern California Edison, but Bakersfield at Glendale, that's at 5. Antelope Valley at 6 against Citrus. Again, if you can play in the dark, or you get all the cars to park along the field, turn on their headlights, that's another way to get lights. Desert against Victor Valley, that's at 6. And Miracosta taking on Palomar. That's at 6. I just got told by somebody who's been at the Victor Valley game, they don't have lights. They set the tumbleweeds on fire, and that lights up the field. All right, well, that's nice to know that they're being ecologically smart. Hopefully it's just on one of those fire days. We'd hate to see everybody get picked up by the local patrol at Victor Valley. Merced takes on Folsom Lake. That's at 6 tonight. And East LA against Rio Hondo at 6:30. That's the last game of the evening here tonight. Oh, wait a minute. My mistake, because we've got Gavilan against Evergreen Valley. Would love to see what goes on with the program at Evergreen Valley. That's a doubleheader with the women's team. So Fullerton takes on Orange Coast. We'll see what Orange Coast can do against the Fullerton College Hornets. They're just on a roll, to say the least. Pasadena, 7 o'clock tonight against L.A. City. L.A. Mission takes on Santa Barbara. If play on the football field, that's a gorgeous place to see a game at 7 o'clock tonight. Make sure if you're in Santa Barbara, you go out and watch that game. We'd love to be there if we could here on Sportsnet, USA.net. So that's a look around the 3C2A in the game of soccer for everybody that's out there. When you look at this game, people have talked about it. When the season started, everybody looked at Saddleback and said, I don't know, maybe not that good this year. I even heard it from BJ. I'm not sure we're that good this year. He talked to the young ladies, regrouped them, set up the way they were going to attack, and all of a sudden now they're 9-2-3, 6-0-2. They've won their last 4. They're 3-2 at home and 5-0-2 on the road, tied for first place in the OEC. And at the start of the season, if you'd have said that, everybody would have looked at you and thought, not possible. You look at Cypress on the flip side. They were here last year. When you look at what they did, they made it to the finals, so everybody sort of thought they would repeat and get back there. And you look at them, they're 12-0-3 overall, 6-0-2 in the OEC with a winning percentage in the OEC of .875. They've won their last 2 coming into this game. And when you talk about it, home 4-0-1, 6-0-2 on the road, 2-0 at a neutral field. They're right now looking up to your Bobcats here from Saddleback College. And it's one of those things that I'm sure the conversation has gone on. At the end of the day, I don't know. Would it be an upset if Saddleback beat Cypress? I mean, I sort of look at it. They've been good. I know they don't get the praise that Cypress gets, but they've been good, and give them credit for adjusting this season. I guess if you're beating the number 1 team in the nation, even though you're the number 10th team in the nation, it could be considered a mild upset. if you're a Bobcat. But you know what? If you're on that Bobcat team, you probably wouldn't think it's an upset at all, especially if you're BJ and the coaching job that he has pulled off. Remember, he has had some dynamic teams recently. And I mean, these were teams that could go out and put points on the board. We saw Saddleback earlier this year and we went, where's it coming from? Who's going to be able to get the ball into the goal? And is going to be a kick strong enough that they're going to beat a goalie on that shot? The conversation was around campus here when you talk to people about the women is they might be good this year. And that's the way it was said. They might be good this year. You know, one of those, yeah, you might look good in a pair of pants that are size 32. Not really, Corey Nalen. You might be able to get them on one leg. But it's one of those things. But they have proven the public and the conversation differently. So as a Bobcat fan, you have to be extremely proud of this women's team and what they have accomplished so far this season. The big thing that'll be is when they hit the playoffs, if that magical spell gets dropped on them and they can work their way up the chain, then you'll really say an unusually good team, a special team, a true team is why they got there here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Well, normally I'm joined by Ed Ford. He usually has the microphone out, and we're usually on the air with each other, so that's why you got to listen to the old guy ramble here at half as the ladies now come back on the field as we get ready for a exciting second half of community college soccer. The Bobcats, the Chargers, here on Sportsnet, USA.net. The Bobcats are up by 1. Seamus got that goal at the 33-minute mark of the first half, and now they just want to hold on tight. It could be a wild ride as we start the second half. Alcantara still on the field. Not a lot of wholesale changes for either one of these teams. She dropped it off to Kristen Ramirez. Kristen without Itzel today, her running partner. Seamus steps inside. It looked like there was going to be an opportunity for Alcantara. She couldn't do it. Cross headed out. And a nice play headed out on the far side of the field. And the Bobcats, again, when you watch them drop back in defense, are solidly doing that. They're basically running a 4-4-2 on the field in the second half. 4 defensemen, 4 midfielders, and 2 forwards. Deep shot out. And if you're Cypress, you feel good because there was a chance for the Bobcats to be up 2-0 at the end of the first half. Krista Ramirez. Kicked out again. Defense steps up. So there's not been that consistent threat for your Chargers today here on sports@usa.net. But there has been from the Bobcats. Whitaker. So that was Allison Lozano. Throws it in. Saeed chasing. And of course, Sanat started, and then they brought Gloria Gomez in at goalie because Sanat just had a ball that bounced a little high. Nothing happened, just went a little high and went over her outstretched hand, and BJ decided with a 1-0 lead, I think I'll switch goalies, and we'll see if that works out as both these young women are trying to come away with a clean sheet in today's game. Ramirez tracks it down, back in the middle. She's tried to set up everybody, gives it to Martinez. Martinez tries to go back to Ramirez, can't. Has it taken off her foot by Jara. And then confrontation in the middle. Nice little stop there by Mason Morton. And Mason Morton almost got a goal before the end of the first half. And I thought that was a high kick. I really thought the referee was going to call a foul on Chloe Champagne with a high foot that came up. But they went the other direction against Cypress. 1-0, just starting this second half. No major penalties. One yellow card in the whole first half. Left-footed kick on goal, but no real threat by Lozano. Allison Lozano's got 1 goal this year. Player goes down. That looks like Alcantara. The far side of the field. Cool day here in Saddleback. Finally feels like the weather has changed. We shall see. And one thing the Bobcats have done is they've cleared the ball out defensively. So their defense has gotten all the first opportunities to the ball. They have found every loose ball on the ground. Shoved from behind. No call. So the Bobcats will maintain it. Going down deep, trying to get it to Nieto. Nieto can't. As Lopez comes out, cleans it up for Cypress. Ramirez looks for a turn. Ball taken off her foot. Once again, defense steps up for the Bobcats and just clears it out. Seamus goes up with her head for your Bobcats. Goes straight to Kristen Ramirez, who takes it to the far side to Alcantara. She's been out there all game, and you can tell it's at this stage of the game now, you're looking for your most productive players. As the first 5 minutes of this second half has gone by. No real threat by either team. Both these teams looking for a victory. A tie's like taking Grandpa out to lunch. So you really do want that victory when you go out. Yeah, when you take Grandpa out to lunch, remember, you buy. So that's why you don't want to have to take Grandpa out to lunch. Got to track down somebody. You got to get to Nieto, one of the top offensive players, who's got it in the corner, takes it across the middle, and Lopez goes down and just smothers it. It's like putting chili on a hot dog. I love when you smother things like that. Bobcats playing excellent defense and offense today against the Cypress Chargers. Can honestly say they are the superior team. Nieto in the far corner, locked in by 2 Chargers. Nieto goes down in a little shallow fall, hoping to get a whistle. Lineman says, no. You know, Got to make it a little more dramatic than that. Go down screaming if you want that call. And again, misplayed balls by Cypress today. They're leading somebody on the outside. That person is stopping dead instead of chasing it down. And that's happened on both sides of the field when you've looked at it. So Cypress just does not. Big shoulder. And Albert even said, hey, De La Torre gives an elbow and says, you know what? This is how you throw a block. So when Saddleback football plays Riverside this weekend, hopefully some of the offensive players for the football team saw the way you drop a shoulder and put it into somebody. As Saeed went down, she sort of went flying over the 30-yard line after she got hit there. De La Torre says, that's all you do. Drop a shoulder, put the shoulder in. Seamus will take the free kick. Drops it off to Lozano. Lozano goes in the corner, tries to bring it back. It'll be a goal kick for the Chargers. 9 minutes have gone by in this second half. We're at the 36-minute mark. It's been a little bit of this, a little bit of that for both teams, which equals another day of, as the ball goes out. Bobcats, they'll take it. They're up by 1. They scored in the 33-minute of that first half, and they're holding on tight to it. And what the Bobcats have done really well is not play with any ball that is loose. They've gotten it out there as Nieto taking 1-on-2. Nieto! Left footer on the upper right of the goal. Angelino Nieto comes with the big left foot. It's 2-0 Bobcats. That's her 6th goal of the season, now giving her 15 points. And the hole has gotten a little deeper for the number 1 team in the nation. And we're going to have a conversation, and it is a yellow card to the coaching staff of Cypress College. So it's the Bobcats 2, the Chargers 0 here on SportsNetUSA.net. Well, I guess they love it around the 33-minute mark because if you take the first half and the second half, both goals were scored at that time. Saeed waiting for it. If she was running with the ball, as she keeps it in, she plays a little thuggery down there. Gets knocked down twice, finally called. And I'm sure they were thinking, wait a minute, is Arteaga? Gets in trouble. So the Bobcats, they can feel that little growl going on right now. They're showing fang when they go down there and look at the Chargers. Jara to the back. Header missed as Jara puts it right on the goal. And it'll be a goal kick for Cypress. Well, the wind is up just a little out there. It is blowing on the field, and the wind is in favor of the Bobcats. And now we're going to switch goalies for Cypress. As Lopez gives up 2 today. And when she started this game, she was at 0.62. Now, if the Chargers, you have to get much more aggressive on the field, take a few more chances, and see what can happen. Is once again, Syed tries a little punch shot. The goalie comes out, and all she has to do is hit that 90-degree wedge shot, and it'll drop right into the goal. Watch it here. She takes the bounce, just needs the little touch, and it just goes over. Field goal, it's good. Ed Ford's giving him 3 on that one. So that'd put him up 5-0 right now, mythically. Hey, it's that time of year. Halloween this coming Thursday. Make sure while you're out there with your kids to be safe. Election next week. So take your children out for candy and then make sure you vote next week. It's election time, and yes, your vote does count. I don't care what anybody tells me, each individual vote counts. Well, unless you live in Portland, Oregon. So Saddleback having an excellent game against the Chargers today. BJ having him where he wants him. They get the ball. What do they do with it defensively? They take it out every opportunity they get. And you like Caitlin Peters there. Knowing that she's not going to be able to really play solid defense, she takes the ball out with a header. Cypress looking for something as Jasmine De La Torre now comes out of the game. They've got to find some spark. That haven't been able to find any, and I'm going to give a lot of credit to the Bobcats offensively. Krista Ramirez. Leg, cross, out. Trying to get something going. Christine tries to get it there. You look at her, she's got 4 goals, 2 assists, total of 10 points this season. One of the better offensive players for this Charger team. 2-0 for the Bobcats. 1 in the first half, 1 in the second half. Ramirez had to go off her foot. There was nobody there but people in scarlet. Samantha Arce on the far side has the ball taken away from her. Alcantara made that play, but it goes back out. So the Bobcats will keep it with a throw-in. "17 minutes have been played. We're at the 28-minute mark. Put it through the wickets. Defense. Seamus tries to get one going. Can't do it. Give it to Whitaker. Whitaker takes it across the middle. Shot on goal. Not a lot of steam, but Isabel comes up and makes the shot she needs to make. Trapped. Nieto. Has it taken away. So now you keep 4 defense people back for the Chargers. Got 2 forwards up. And that's it. Now it's 2 or 1 on 3. Martinez says that was a handball. Went off her wrist and hand. The official said, I didn't see anything. And again, inadvertent handballs, if it does not change the play on the field, the officials are not going to call them. And that's why players, and they've called it that way all year. So if you're a player, you don't turn around and look at the referee and say, what's your problem? You understand that's how they're going to call it. And hey, if everybody else stops, you keep playing. And again, when you look at the way that they are now playing on the field, as Nieto takes it away, playing on both ends, offense and defense. Seamus finally comes up, trailing the play. Seamus just says, hey, I'm going to let you take it all day. Caitlin Peters drops it in the middle, looking for somebody. Turned around, shot on goal again. Another play by Katie Benitez, who's in the game. And this is one of these games right now. Cypress has got to find that first one so they can feel at any moment they could tie the game. Being down by 2 is difficult when you've got 25 minutes left in the second half. Down by 1, miracles happen. Down by 2, impossibilities, don't really see them in the game of soccer. Nice run by Jara. Makes it down. You like Daniela down there because she gives a little shove with the hand, clears things up, drops it off the middle. And a shot not really on goal taken there by Mason Morton, who if she would have gotten her shot in the first half, it'd be sitting there right now at 3-0 Bobcats, and you could consider this game over. And yeah, we haven't talked about Itzel. She's not playing today for whatever reason. It's hard to win when one of your top offensive players is not on the field at all for you this day, as it has happened to your Cypress Chargers. Bobcats, hoping to find something, gives it over to Daniela. She gives it to Seamus, who had a big goal. Shot again. Shot on goal, and now they're setting up in midfield at 24. Albert Robles looking at his clock saying, it's almost Dodger time. Come on, guys. No stoppage time. You can tell Albert's got his, someplace he's wearing blue. Oh, there's blue in his collar here on his sportsnetusa.net shirt. Lexi Evlo comes in the game. So Evlo comes in. Nieto comes out for the Bobcats. And you will see BJ at this stage of the game start playing the entire squad. This is what you like about BJ as a coach. He gets everybody engaged for this Saddleback team. They all feel like they're part of the team because it's not, I go to practice every day and I never get to play in any games. That does not happen here at Saddleback College. Same thing when you flip it over to Cypress. The coaches over there, everybody is involved in a game. Maggie Salmons was trying to bring it up down the middle. Deep shot. Nothing doing. I like the fact that Saddleback runs into the goalie of Cypress and they come back and shake hands. Just to let everybody know. Martinez off her foot, struggling in the box. Little arm and shoulder pulling off the leg, up the middle, header off the top, and the race goes on. You look at Saeed, who just takes the header and drives it up forward for this Bobcat team. And now you can see the confidence for this Bobcat team stepping up, beating everybody to the ball as Chloe Champagne makes the big play there to step in front of anybody. As 4 back, now 5, 6 back, as there's 1 forward high. For Cypress right now. Cypress just doesn't or does not want to give up another one. Martinez to Alcantara on the far side. She's had her foot on the ball a lot. Tries to thread the needle across midfield, does not, and it's a foot race. And again, Seamus comes away with the ball. Seems like Bobcats are outnumbering Chargers on this field today. And you have days like that, where no matter what you do, you can't thread the needle. Clothing isn't good. Ramirez takes it off her foot, looking for a little help. Drops it in the middle. Heel kick. Can they get to it? They can't. Ball goes out. I think it is a corner for Cypress. I'll see what the referee's got. And it will be a corner for your Cypress Chargers. The 20-minute mark in this second half. It's the Bobcats 2, the Chargers 0 here on sportsnetUSA.net. The Bobcats trying to make it 10 straight without losing. The unbeaten streak is sitting at 9, looking for number 10, double digits. Martinez deep into the goal. It's sitting there. Cypress said it went in. The goalie says no. The line judge says no. Shot up over the goal. And the bench, and I didn't watch this, it shows it again. I don't believe it went in. Do you? Ed says no, it didn't go in either, as you see on the replay. And then just pushed out and over. So Cypress was seen with their heart, not with their eyes, as you saw in that instant replay by Ed. And Cypress, as you can hear it all the way over here to the referee, that's a foul on that last play that was in the goal box. And now we know why there was a yellow card on the bench for Cypress. They don't think they're getting any which way from the referee. They're getting that away, not which way, which has got them down 2-0 against the Bobcats right now. So the Chargers not feeling like they're getting their fair shake or the big pumpkin here on Halloween week. Bobcats are saying we think it's an excellent called game by the referee. If you're a Bobcat, you love the way he's calling the game. If you're Cypress Charger, again, Ed had that great shot on instant replay. You could see that it was not a goal by the Chargers, even though they thought it was. Alcantara looking to spread out the offense. headed away as there are 4 defenders straight back for your Bobcats. And that's where you've got to see it. And it almost looked like your Bobcats would end up getting back there. Alyssa Kangas for Cypress. Got 3 points this year, 1 goal, 1 assist. Out for your Cypress Chargers. Kangas peels off. Dropped back over to Jara. Daniela looking to beat Chargers. She'll play with it. Just helps the clock play. You drop it off to Lozano. Lozano has it. Go down low. Save down there. And that's one of the plays we've talked about. That you beat somebody to the ball, and by beating the ball, as Caitlin Peters did, it gives you another shot. It gives you a few more ticks on the clock. Gives you a chance to be aggressive as the defenders watch what you do. Lexi Evelo out there for your Bobcats, along with Saeed as they come back up offensively. Emily Pinaloza, the new goalie for Cypress, makes another save. This has just been a soccer game that has been all about the Bobcats today. They have just played an excellent game in every phase, and it's one of those times that you play a team, even if you are number 1 in the nation, that you will end up not coming out. As Seamus gives a little shove with 2 hands and everybody sort of boos over here, and you go, you know what? Double-handed push in the back, that'll knock anybody off stride. Zavalo was part of the wall for the Bobcats, along with Lozano. 14 minutes to go in this game. Down by 2. Need to find the Snickers bar. And it just hasn't happened. And the Bobcats have just controlled play all day long, as we're going to get some players coming out now. Hannah Allen going back in the game, along with Nieto. So Allen in the game. Nieto comes back in the game. Seamus walks over to the bench. I thought she was going to come out. She didn't. She's talking to the coach. Saeed finally gets a little rest time on the bench. And it really has, you're going to get a little disagreement. You know, and Corey Nayland, this is where that home cooking comes in. People think you're getting the call, so the referee makes that call so he can balance out those calls when you're watching this game with 13 minutes to go. If there is no stoppage time in this second half, trailing by 2, Cypress looking for the oops goal and then feeling like, okay, we've got that shot. Right now, you're Saddleback. You just want to play it deep. Make the field 100 yards every time Cypress wants any offense. And if it gets driven out, well, Saddleback will just take a little more time. Garth with the throw in. Head fake right there. Goes out, be another throw in for Saddleback. Thought Hannah Allen was going to pick it up. She walks by it. So Jara will throw it in again. Allen comes on down. Seamus slips in closely. Nieto takes it to the far side. Kick is up, and it's good. No. So Christine Ramirez runs to the bench. Been out there giving 100% all afternoon long for your Chargers, trying to find some help. And it's just been a day of misconnections for the Charger team. And those misconnections have happened because you've had a defense from Saddleback who has been that operator that every time you thought you had it, number please, the line went dead. So when you wonder why you couldn't make that phone call, it was those young women from Saddleback College pulling the plug on you today, and they've done it excellently this entire game. Of course, now a lot of people are probably saying, how old is that guy in the booth? Pulling a line on a phone call. Crank phone. I do have a crank phone that says, hello, this is Mark. I actually have a crank phone at home, Ed, with all the guts still inside of it. Foot race down the far side. And this is the part where I say that Saddleback has beat Cypress all day long, is that they have beat everybody to the loose ball on the field. It has been somebody from Saddleback who has gotten there first, and that's made the difference in this game today when you think about it. Allison Lozano goes over to take the corner kick. Coming back in is Isabel Whitaker. Hannah Allen is coming out. So Hannah just took a quick little run up and down the field. Whitaker comes back in. We're under 10 minutes. And this is where you look at just playing the game. Shot almost didn't happen, and I thought Samantha Arce had a chance on the ground. And Allison Lozano just stuck with it. And Isabel Whitaker was there with her. But Lozano had a good opportunity to score then. Roughly 8 minutes to go in this second half. Can't imagine any stoppage time on the clock. Saddleback up by 2 over your Cypress Chargers. Big shot in the middle. Once again, not close on goal. They take it back in, up and over on a missed shot. And it's been that sort of day for the Chargers. Sayed coming back into the game. Isabel Whitaker now comes out. So Whitaker came in just strictly for the corner and gets taken out. And I think BJ just wants to make sure they wrap up the deal so that they will be in first place at the end of this day here in the OEC. looking for a ball that's on the ground, trying to get that possible. It's a corner for Cypress. 7 minutes to go. The heart is beating. If Cypress could sneak one in, there's always a possibility. Hooker that came out low never got close to the net. They were hoping for a little hook bounce shot, and it just came up a little short. Edison Osborne took that. Osborne just had it hook a little too quick for your Cypress team. And if we look at this side, it's always Jara that handles the throw-ins and seems to always get him to Nieto, who's, I don't know, there seems like there's 6 of her out there today. Race on the far side of the field. Cypress said they won the race. Maddie Cardina said, I was all over it. So I don't know how you could say it belonged to anybody else but us. It's trapped right there by Janae Kaiser. So Janae knocks it down. Excellent player. Plays the game of soccer very well for the Cypress team. I like the way she plays. One last run by the Bobcats. Empty goal, offsides. Flag goes up. Under 5 minutes. And if you're a player, this is where you go, oh, don't go down now. Not that I want anybody hurt. She's up. Let's see if we're going to get a substitution for her, which we are. So Lexi comes in. Daniela goes out. Oh, no, it wasn't Daniela. That was Chloe that went down. So Chloe Champagne goes down because she got kicked in the leg. Lexi Evlo comes in for her. 4 minutes to go. 2-0 Bobcats. Lozano trying to get something going. Now, Lisa Kangas takes it deep across the middle. Maddie Cardina tries to track it down for Cypress. Janae keeps it in play, tries to get something going on. In the middle of the field, it's a Bobcat. Run on the outside. Bobcats onsides. Taken away by Carissa McCarty. So McCarty for Cypress out there takes things away. Bobcats come back. Try to have it. Martinez in the middle. Stay with it. We're under 3 minutes here in the second half. It's the Bobcats 2, Chargers 0 here on SportsNetUSA.net. Cypress looks like they might get their first loss of the season as the clock ticks down. Dropped off in the middle. 1-on-1 defensively. And if you're a Bobcat, you just want to run the clock out, hold on to it. You don't need to score. You're up by 2. You get trapped in the corner, ball goes out. Be a throw-in for the Bobcats. I'm going to say no stoppage time. 2-0. Stoppage time doesn't really help Cypress. Is if it ends up this way, Cypress will go to 6-1-2, and Saddleback will be 7-0-2 at the top of the heap. Orange Coast before the day started was 5-2-1. And again, repetition does it. You listen to beating somebody to the ball, you get their first shot. Ball is knocked in. It's a goal at the end of the game. And there it is, knocked in for 3-0 as Saddleback is going to come away with a 3-0 victory. So Nieto gets her goal. That's her 6th goal of the season, 4th assist. That gives her 15 as your Bobcats are going to take over first place in the OEC over the Cypress Chargers, who are going to lose their first game of the season. And it was real interesting. I had somebody say to me earlier today, you know, we just can't score any goals when I showed up here at Saddleback. We can't get any goals. That's our problem. Today, they showed difference against a very good Cypress team whose power ranking was number 1 in California. They were ranked number 1 in the nation. Your Bobcats were ranked number 10 in the nation. So I think it's better soccer than anybody thinks here on SportsNetUSA.net. I think it's been excellent soccer again today by your Bobcats. And BJ has to be commended on what he did to change things up after those first few games, and everybody wondered. And now Cypress. You know, I know Corey's sitting at home saying sometimes it's nice if you go undefeated, but it's that difference where you realize, hey, your number 1 player wasn't out here today in Itzel. And you start looking, we saw it with Fullerton College men last year, is they had an All-American and they counted on him all the time. So diversity has been that thing for the Bobcats today. 3-0. Referee looks at his watch and he's reaching for his whistle. Should I give him the signal? Albert goes, yeah, Mark, give him the signal. As the Bobcats are over 3-0 here on SportsNetUSA.net. Well, that's Nieto's 2nd goal of today. Got one in the 34th. And then again here at the very end. So she gets 2 today. When you look at what she's done, that gives her 7 goals. And she's now tied with Saeed as the number 1 scorer when it comes to making goals. Ball goes out. Cypress has it off their foot. Referee keeps looking at his watch, and that is it. As we come to the end of the game, the Bobcats are now in first in the OEC. Nieto got a couple goals. Seamus started it off so that your Bobcats could end up 3-0. It was the Bobcats 3, the Chargers 0, here on SportsNet USA.net.